A rainy Monday. That's what we're working with as we head into a brand new work week. We've had quite a bit of rain though lately, though we've had some sunny days to go along. Definitely catching up on those April showers here for the month. Oh, well, actually it is May, so we are catching up for those really nice days in April when we missed out on the rain. But you can see rain on the lens here on our downtown sky cam. A little bit hard for those who are maybe going to be going for lunch or dinner. You're going to be working with a wet forecast through much of the day today. Today's going to be the wettest of the days, but the system that's bringing the rainfall today will last for your Tuesday and your Wednesday. But thankfully, you can see it's not going to be as intense as we go through the week. Those rain chances slowly starting to drop, and thankfully timed out perfectly to have dry weather for Thursday, Friday, and yes, the weekend as well. So happy to see that one, to finally have a really nice weekend in store. So it's just a little bit of rain early on. We'll be able to work our way through it. Now, this is why, though, I have rain mentions in for early this week, because you will find that the center of the storm is just going to continue rotating here around the Great Lakes region. So as it does, it's going to continue spiraling and spinning this rain around. And as it does, that means we're going to keep bringing those rain chances into the forecast. So it's kind of this line here just bending out towards the western portion of Lake Michigan that's going to be sliding and swinging back into northwest Ohio. So that's what we're going to be watching at times for some steadier rain. Still keeping the mention in, though, for some scattered showers to be possible as well. Overall, we're not finding that donut of dry weather. That's off towards mid-Michigan. And yet you can see we still have rain that's going to be spiraling around. So the system, it's kind of the only thing that we have going across the country is that, well, you're going to find quiet weather and clear conditions then into the central plains. A little bit of energy just trying to pick up there into western Texas, even off towards northern Mexico. But we're also seeing some rainfall off towards the northern Pacific. So we are going to be finding, though, that we are kind of making the headlines here as far as picking up on that rainfall. Of course, not ideal for planting season because we do have that rain that's going to be steady as we go into the afternoon, some scattered showers, but overnight we are going to keep showers in. And I know, yeah, there's some blue there, and as that slides in, it's because temperatures fall overnight, but it's not going to be really enough to where we will have a couple snowflakes that mix in. But I do anticipate the rain part to hold in the forecast as well. I also, though, no pavement, that's going to be pretty warm, so we don't have to worry about any of that snow sticking. So tomorrow morning, just having those damp roadways, still more showers in tomorrow's forecast, but they'll be a little more scattered. But either way, you're going to have the rain gear. You're going to have waterproof shoes on, the rain jacket, umbrellas, you know the deal. But now that we have the showers, and maybe if we can get a little bit more warmer weather here, what does that mean as far as, well, mowing? Some of you have already been doing this. And thankfully, Mother Nature is giving you a break for today and tomorrow. With the rainfall, it just means that we'll have to mow a little bit later in the week. But maybe Wednesday you could sneak a mow in if the grass is getting a little bit tall. We'll have a lingering shower, so you'll have to be mindful of that. But Thursday, that's when you have much better mowing conditions, though you may have a few soggy spots in the yard to keep an eye to. So just be mindful as you're pushing that mower around. But it at least does dry out to where maybe this weekend you'll have some mowing. Of course, looking ahead to the weekend forecast, you can keep an eye to it with the WTOL 11 weather app. It's a free download. You can go to the Google Play Store, Apple App Store, and all you have to search is WTOL 11 weather. Then you can keep track of the rainfall not only for today using that radar tool, but also we have the daily tab that sits at the bottom of the app. You can tap that to see that we have that rain for the first 3 days of this week. And of course, hourly conditions, if you're going to be running about, we have that as well. So there's a lot of tools on rainy days like this that you don't want to miss out on the WTOL 11 weather app. Now, also, temperatures are pretty chilly. Current readings, those are into the lower 40s, and we don't have a big warm-up setting up into the afternoon or evening. You can see it's a little more mild off towards our south, but many of us well below average, seeing 40s. We're actually colder than what our normal morning low should be. When we look at the almanac, our morning low should be around 46, so we can't even make it to where we should be starting out the first day of May. So that means highs really going to be lagging behind there. We should be talking about temperatures into the upper 60s now that we're into a new month. We are not going to be talking about 60s for at least a couple of days here this week. Once the rain wraps up, though, we will finally see some warmer temperatures in the forecast. But highs and lows, thankfully, with those lows, we're not getting close to that record that was set back in 1945 of 28 degrees. But it makes you wonder when we have some of these cooler conditions that have kind of been locked in here for the, well, should be the heart of spring. Now, we do at least have the extra daylight, so we know spring is here as far as that, because your sunset, that is going to be at 8:33 p.m. tonight. And of course, I know a lot of our students are noticing that sunrise at 6:32, so maybe waiting at the bus stop, not so dark as it used to be. But looking ahead to high temperatures, like I said, it's not 60s that we're talking about while the rain's here. We at least get up to 58 on Wednesday, but you'll find Thursday, Friday, Saturday, we're still not into the upper 60s at this point. It takes next week, Sunday, at least we're into the 70s, and we hold there. So there is a little bit of a warming trend showing for next week, though we have to get through this week, and with those cooler conditions, how that's going to kind of slow down our spring. But for today, you're going to find those highs only around 47. So like I said, well below average. It'll even be a little bit breezy at times as that system's kicking those winds out of the west around 15 to 25 miles per hour. You'll find the scattered showers, and with the breeze, it's just going to be chilly. It's going to be damp outside. It's going to feel a little more like a late winter day rather than, well, a May day, as we have May 1st on the calendar. Even looking at those wind gusts, it's this evening that we'll turn those fans on a touch higher. You'll see those gusting around 35 miles per hour as we go into the evening and overnight. So just keep in mind, you are going to be looking at some, and not only looking at it, but you're probably going to be hearing those gusty winds as you're getting around for bed tonight. But as we go into Tuesday, you'll find it's actually a degree cooler tomorrow as we start out a little bit chillier. Lows tomorrow morning will be into the mid 30s, and we'll even hold there Wednesday. So if you have some flowers, should be okay with the cloud cover, but just keep in mind, if they're not a big fan of some cold temperatures, that they are going to be, well, maybe something you want to cover or just put inside. Put those in the garage. You'll find, though, you don't have to water them Tuesday or Wednesday as we have those showers in, but then you'll probably need the watering cans later on. It finally starts to become warmer as we get closer to the weekend. Dry weather, sunny skies, just what we've been looking for to enjoy some of the spring like look that we have. The trees, those are finally popping some colors, some blooms as well. So you are going to be finding that, yeah, next Monday, a few more showers in the forecast.